Namaste and hi everyone. Hope you all doing great. We're starting by introduction for those of you who don't know me or if you're happen to see me for the first time. My name is Sudi Burnett. I'm an empowering clarity coach with 30 years of experience on this field. And you might be wondering, why did I choose this niche as being a empowering clarity coach? With I can tell you guys in this 30 years that I have done hundreds of private coaching sessions or group sessions, webinars, seminars. I realized that we all have something in common, and that is we are not clear about our path. So, if you are not clear about your life path, about the destination, about where it is that you want to go, what are the chances of you reaching your goal or reaching the point or destination? Right? So clarity, it comes into different division. The clarity on who I am, the clarity on what type of work or job I want to do, clarity about my traits, the gifts that I have come up with at this time. What am I really good at? What are my strong points and what are my weak points? Clarity about relationship. How do I want my relationship to be? And who do I want to attract in my life? What type of relationship do I want to have? And who are these people? Who am I as a personality with my parents? Who am I as a personality? What type of relationship I want to have with my partner, with my co-workers, with my friends? And also clarity about um, who do I become when I'm in a relationship. Okay, so there are different department of clarity. Something that you might want to reconsider if you haven't really gave it a thought would be, what do I want to leave on this planet Earth before I leave? What would be the legacy that I want to leave behind, right? That could give us a little bit more clarity about destination and also about who I need to be as a personality, and how do I have to go about it to leave the legacy that I want to leave here on planet Earth, right? Okay. So the most important thing would be that we start by the most question, which is, who am I? And today live is about returning home, meeting the real self or my authentic self. How would I be able to really know where home is if I don't really know who it is who's even asking this question? So today I want to make it very crystal clear, because in order for us to be empowered, we need to be crystal clear, right? And how do we become clear? Is that at the moment I want us to start becoming fully present. Home, we won't reach home if we're not fully present. By being scattered and by being all over the place, we can never ever reach home, right? So the first step is to be fully present. In order to be fully present, we have to empty out ourselves totally. How do we empty ourselves to reach that space of nothingness? At the moment, I would like to invite all of you to start with this practice. Imagine in your mind's eyes that you have a laser pen. I see sometimes there are these cosmetic lasers that removes like wrinkles and that stuff, right? So I would like you guys right now to imagine that you have a laser pen in your hand and start from the top of your head. Start using this laser pen, and as you're moving this laser pen, you're penetrating into the mind. Whatever thought, memories, traumas, past conditioning, old beliefs that is there, you are erasing it, is all being wiped out. Then you come to your forehead, you're still using the laser, come to your eyes, and as you're using the laser on your eyes, you're noticing that all the old picture will disappear. And as you're lasering over your eyes become crystal clear without any judgment. Keep coming down to your nose, to your cheek, to your throat, to your chest. Keep going lower and lower. By doing this exercise, by constantly using this laser pen to clear out everything that's there, we would become empty. So, this is the first step to become fully and totally empty. Now that you are fully empty, from this point, you would like to ask the question, who am I? And realize at this moment, the one who's responding back and is saying, well, I am me, question the one who is telling you this. Okay? So, by questioning, who is it who's responding back to me and saying, I am me, you realize the one who's responding back, it is not you, is not the real you. So, I'm going to come back to my teaching, which I have talked about it many, many times. And you might say, you already heard it. Yes, I know, but it hasn't been really sinking in. So let's start together again. You're going to be using a knife and you're going to cut out yourself from the top to the bottom, and you are now two different halves. The right part is this sophisticated machine, as we call the mind. Behind it, it's the ego. Make the ego character something funny. For instance, as I was telling you guys this thing, to me it came like it's a robot or it's a UFO or is like, some kind of creature. So make this creature, as we call the ego, not real self, behind this complicated machine, as we call the mind. The left side is the heart. We all know today, and this is coming from science, that the heart is 100% more powerful than the mind. The vibration of your heart is 100% more than the mind, right? Behind this is the soul. Now make the soul in your imagination a beautiful, free angel. Okay, so this is the division. Right side is the brain partnered up with the ego. Left side is the heart and soul. So here's the confusion. I can tell you, every time I have a session with someone and I have asked them, who are you? Which part do you think you come from? Everyone will say, well, I'm coming from my heart and soul. And this is the biggest trick, that you think you are coming from the heart and soul. And I'm going to talk about heart and soul first, because it's then you guys become really clear that why at the moment, if you're not accepting the outer world, if you're struggling, if you constantly going up and down, you're a roller coaster of feelings, why you're not coming from the heart and soul. Okay, so the heart, we said, is 100% higher in vibration than the mind, right? Higher vibration means that there is no lens of judgment. Nothing is being translated as good or bad. The condition, what the attributes of the heart is only and solely love and compassion. Okay, behind it is your soul. Your soul has experienced many, 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 many lives and is experiencing it at the moment, right here, in parallel universes, right? The soul is eternal. The soul never dies, the soul never goes away. It's just a free vibration. Therefore, if you understand that the heart is only the only thing heart can project its love and compassion, and if you know that your soul is free vibration, is having multiple experiences, right? And nothing is being judged by this part. Therefore, it become crystal clear for you guys that you are not coming from your heart and soul, right? So, as I always say in my webinar, I said, let's put this part aside because it's not the part that we're dealing with. Let's meet the devil, what we are constantly being created by at every moment and second. Our personality is constantly being created by the mind and ego. So is our reality. Okay, so now coming to this understanding, you and I understand that the thinker of the thoughts, it's not you. You realize that you can never stop the thinking machine, as I call it. Okay, so by now it's very clear, it should be clear to all of us that we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are being created outside of us in the thinking machine that's producing thought constantly. Okay, so now that you are aware that you are not your thoughts, you come to a conclusion that even the personality that you identify yourself with, it's not being created by you. You are a fake creation of the ego mind. And how does that make me feel to know or to realize that whoever I think I am, all of my identities are being created by the ego mind, right? So who are you? You are at this moment, you are an unauthentic self. You are not the real self. How could you be if you are being constantly created by something else outside of yourself? So at this moment, you realize that whoever you think you are is the false you. And until you be able to acknowledge this and keep on dropping every aspect of this personality, every sticker that the ego mind has created, unless you be able to remove all of these, you will never ever be your authentic self and be or meet their real self. So, what do we have to do right now? Now that I have this knowledge, what I have to do at this moment is to come back to the place of emptiness, to become fully present. Once you're fully present and you're coming from this space of pure emptiness, there is nothing here. This is the place where you come from a higher consciousness. This is a place of non attachment. This is the place that you realize you have never been this personality. You realize that your past and the movie that you're seeing every day, it's not real. And you understand the one who is creating it constantly is the ego mind again. So if you come to this awareness, you realize that your childhood, all the events that happen in your childhood, you were in a hypnotic state, as we also call theta state. Theta state is that you are in a trance, right? So from the moment that you are born, the ego mind is creating your reality. The ego mind is writing the story of your life day by day, minute by minute, second by second. The ego mind is also creating the personalities. Who is the best character that the ego is going to choose for you as a father, as a mother, sister, brother, siblings, aunt, uncle, blah, 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 neighbor, this and that. So all of these characters are being casted by your ego, right? And then you start for the 7 years, the first 7 years in your life, you are just going to be in this hypnotic state that events are just taking places. You're being abused, you're being not loved, you're not getting attention, you're not being heard, you've been abused mentally, emotionally, physically, right? And you, as you are in this hypnotic state, you believe that all these things are happening to you, and you are the experiencee of these experiences. And imagine as years goes by, you become 7 years old, and then 10-year-old, and then 20-year-old, and then 60-year-old. You are still in a deep state of hypnosis. You still, not you, because the real you doesn't exist. The mind and ego keep taking you to the past. It's going to show you your dramas, it's going to show you your traumas, right? So all this time, where are you? Where are you? You don't exist. I keep telling you guys this. I keep talking about this in my webinars, in my seminars, in my private coaching, that you do not exist. You are just a puppet that's been created outside of yourselves by the ego mind. Okay? So if your mind and ego is constantly taking you to the past, and it keeps showing you the dramas, the traumas, the abuse, the dharmas, the karmas, and all this question, why me, why does this happen to me, and all of this thing, where are you in this picture, and how much power do you have to change it? Do you see what I'm saying? You do not exist. You're into a deep hypnotic state, and you just believe that you are your past. And your mind and ego takes you constantly to the past. And here, you don't, number one, you don't exist. Number two, you don't have the energy to be able to create anything. Why? Because the ego mind is constantly taking you to the past. And each time you're just, you as a puppet is being taken away to the past, showing you the dramas, the traumas, where you went wrong, all those people who have done you wrong. You're not here. And you and I know, in order for me to be the creator and to create my own movie, number one, I have to be my authentic self. Number two, I have to be fully present in the moment. It's only this moment that is real and something can take place. The creation does not happen in the past. The creation doesn't happen in the future. The only real time is here, right now. And you are never here, and you don't even exist to be here. Do you get it, guys? This is what I have been trying to explain years after years after years, but doesn't really click. Even people who work with me, even people who have been my followers for years, they just don't get it. And every time someone said, I know this, I'll get it, I'm like, oh my God. No, you don't get it. Because if you really got it, you wouldn't be so miserable. You wouldn't constantly be reactive and acting. So you don't get it. Do you get it now that you don't get it, but you think you get it? Yes or no? Okay. So, what I would like us to do right now is, number one, know that clarity is power. Please tattoo this on your forehead. Clarity is power. If I am not clear about who I am, about what is it that I want, about where is it that I'm going, about who is it or who are those that I'm going with, you will never ever reach the destination. You can never achieve your goal. How could you? This is just like an airplane is just on the air without any direction. Imagine yourself being a plane up in the air. You have all these possibilities to go anywhere. You could go to France, you could go to Egypt, but you don't know where you want to go. What are your chances on getting somewhere if in the first place you don't know where it is that you want to go? This is what needs to be really clicking for you guys. Clarity is power. Okay, Vanessa, you're absolutely love. Is that clarity? Is that your clarity? Yes, Pejman, thank you. Please, everyone, write down clarity is power. Now, clarity is power. The first part that you have to be clear about is who am I? And when you realize that the one who tells you who you are, it's not the real you. Don't get fooled by thinking that the one who's responding and saying, I am me, that's you. The minute you hearing the response that I am me, realize that the one who's responding is the ego mind. So another exercise that you can do is by constantly questioning the one who is talking. So when your mind says, I am me, ask, who is the one who is saying this? Who is the one who is claiming to be me? Okay? Keep on asking, who is talking right now? Who is saying this right now? Who is feeling this right now? So part one is to know yourself, to know, as I constantly say, divide yourself from the middle. The right side is the ego mind. The left side is heart and soul. You're not coming from your heart and soul. And I explained that at the beginning. So know that you are a puppet who's been created and run by the ego mind. And your reality is all being created by the ego mind. Know that you at the moment are in a deep, deep sleep. And until I don't wake up in the deep sleep, in a deep hypnotic state, I would not reach home. How would I reach home if I'm in a deep sleep and something outside of me, the ego mind, is just taking me everywhere, right? Okay, so you need to be clear about who are you, number one. And I'm going to tell you guys, I have 8 weeks of free webinar on YouTube. It calls Higher Consciousness, that you can watch those. I have been talking about the ego mind for years. So any lives that you watch from me on YouTube, you will know that I have already talked about these various time on different lives in different ways. Okay? Now, the second part is once you realize the real you, now you have to realize that, Oh my God, I am the superhuman. Oh my God, I am the creator. That's huge. Can I take this? Can I take this responsibility, full responsibility, to know that, oh my God, everything that's being created in my reality is being created by me, whether I like it or I don't like it. Every character that comes in my life is a creation of my mind. Everyone who comes to my picture and say hello is not random. It's being created. It's my invitation. Why do I say? When I realized that, oh my God, everything is being created by me, I was shocked. I was like, oh, that's a huge responsibility, because I now know that I am the creator of my reality. So this is a huge responsibility, because we cannot blame anybody anymore. I cannot say, oh my God, if my mother wasn't like this, if my dad wasn't like this, oh my God, that guy who came, was he soulmate? Was he twin flame? Was he, oh, he destroyed my life. Do you see what I'm saying? When I say, oh, my mother in law is just a devil, or my sister in law is a devil, or this or this or that, when you wake up from this deep sleep, from this hypnotic state, and you awaken, you realize that everything is being created by you. That includes the devil sister-in-law, the devil mother-in-law, the devil husband, the devil whatever character. You are creating these devils. So it's huge. Oh my God. You mean everyone who comes in my life, it's by my invitation? Do you see how huge this is, guys? When you and I realize that, oh my God, oh shit, I cannot blame anyone anymore. Every single thing is happening in my mind. The bird that's flying, the bird that's dying, the airplane who's taking off, the airplane that's crashing, the war between this and that. Everything is being created in my mind? Yes. So now you have to be extremely clear and responsible. This mind, this sophisticated, amazing tool that has been put down here, it really needs years of education to get to know this machine, everything that's doing as and creating. I had a private coaching session with someone a couple of weeks ago. And this guy told me, start telling me from the beginning, that his sister, she was so amazing, but she did this or that. It was the sister, it was the sister. And I keep asking, where's the sister? But I wasn't getting the answer. So we get to the half the session, and then he tells me that my sister killed my parents. And something is off and odd here, knowing that I am a shaman. And I picked up from the beginning, where did this person come from? We realized that the sister passed away when she was 7 or 8 years old. And all this story that he was telling me, my sister, it happens to be him. And I was doing a session with somebody else yesterday. I said, you would not believe what this machine can do in a state of forgetting attention, for escaping life, for escaping responsibility. You would not believe what this machine can do. And we as little children has been given this sophisticated machine. Do you see what I mean, guys? It's amazing. That's why you guys know me as being a spiritual teacher. And I have been teaching spirituality for many, many years now. But then I told you, I realized that many people who are gravitating towards the spirituality are very airy fairy. They're not grounded people. They don't know how to balance the energy. They're lost in the outer world. So I have decided to start concentrating and teaching people to start knowing the mind. If you do not know the mind, you're just going to be a hocus pocus, airy, spiritual being who's not grounded, who's constantly being reactive to the event, and you just happen to put more masks. Oh, I am a vision of love and light. I am just, wake up. That's another, like the mullahs are putting this thing over their head and wearing this thing. That's another mask or clothing that you're putting. Spirituality meaning higher consciousness. Okay? Don't try to bring down the level of spirituality. Spirituality is higher consciousness. In spirituality, higher consciousness, we are saying, I am love and light. Yes, that's true on a higher level. But how are you acting every single day? What are your actions with other people? From the minute that you arise, when you wake up, till the minute that you go to bed, how much can you monitor your thoughts or the thoughts of the thinking machine? Do you see the quality of the thoughts? How many times during the day you get angry, you want to kill somebody, you're swearing at someone betrayed you, someone cheated on you, someone, according to you, broke your heart, which is such a nonsense. Such a nonsense that my heart is broken because from where I come from, I know that the heart, as I told you from the beginning, and I have been saying it repeatedly, the heart is only love and compassion. It's a higher consciousness that does never break out because some freaking guy has left you. Do you get it? This is another ego trip that's throwing it at your heart and is like, your heart is broken. My heart is broken. No, your heart is not breakable. Your heart is higher consciousness. Your heart, there is no judgment in your heart. If the heart doesn't have the ability to judge, how could it break? If there is no judgment, nothing is translating as good or bad. So how can it break? Do you see what I'm saying? Every single time I am aware of my mind, I get this aha moment that how can I constantly be tricked by my ego mind? Yeah. Okay. So I would like to invite all of you guys to come to my Sunday webinar from Zoom, because I know a lot of you have heard this from me many, many times. This is not something new that I'm telling you, but it has not been practiced. It has not been digested to the point that when you wake up, the minute you wake up, you are aware. It's just like you wake up and the awareness comes here, and you are like, oh, I was dreaming last night. And if I'm not aware, the ego mind will take me into another dream. I'm going to be under hypnosis again. By the way, guys, just offline, I woke up today and I realized that I think it was me who was sitting behind the table. The space were all empty and the situation in Iran was resolved. And I was so happy and delightful. And I woke up and I told Sarah in my voice, I said, Sarah, I woke up with this amazing dream that freedom has come in Iran. And freedom has come in China. But I caught myself right away and I said, that was a dream. In my dream, I have no control because the mind can take me anywhere. The mind can take me to a full freedom and liberation. And the mind can. How many times have you guys had a dream that you're crashing from nowhere? You're just up in the air and then bang, and you jump, wake up from your dream, and you realize that that was just a dream. Yeah, me too. We are waiting for it to happen, right? But don't get distracted with my dream, guys. Stay with me. What I'm trying to say is the minute that I woke up, and I remember this dream. For a second, it was a pleasant dream. And I was like, oh, that's fantastic. And I felt really good in my body. But right away, I caught myself and I said, ooh, that was a dream. And if I'm not aware, the key, guys, is here. The awareness at every second. If I'm not aware, the ego mind will take me into another dream. I would be hypnotized without even knowing that I'm hypnotized. Are you with me? Good. So what I'm trying to say, guys, you have to practice being aware the whole time. You know my practices. From the minute that you wake up, now that you know that you don't exist, you cannot meet your higher self, your authentic self, the real you, until you separate yourself totally from the ego mind. How do you know that you became your authentic self? Is when you are totally empty. There's no more stickers on you. I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. I'm lazy. I'm not motivated. Whatever. Whenever you guys see that you are so empty that after there is nothing anymore, you are your authentic self. When I say I am, and nothing comes after that. When I say I am, empty space. I am not this, I am not that, I am not a human being, I am not a girl, I'm not a woman, I'm not a coach, I'm not smart, I'm not nothing. Armin John, they would translate this, honey. They would translate this live for you in Farsi. There's going to be, they're going to do it, honey. Okay? So, you guys know you are now your authentic self. When after I, there's nothing there. You're your authentic self when there is no more sticker. I'm depressed. I'm angry. My past. When your past no longer hold you hostage. When you never visit the past. Your past is another movie on Netflix. Yes, honey. Sahar and other Zoya, they will translate it for you. Are you with me? Okay. So when you don't go to the past, stay with me, guys. If your mind and ego doesn't take you to the past, you are not your old conditionings. You are not your traumas. You are not your story. What happened to me? No beliefs, no old patterns, no old conditionings, no stories. Okay? When and only when there is no past, you are not your story. You are not the story that your mind and ego has been telling you till now, the movie that's been showing up to you every single day. When you are no longer that, you're your authentic self. You will be here. Very good, Armin. You understand English. You are not your traumas. You are not your traumas. You are not your dramas. You are not your story. You are not your childhood. You are not your patterns. You are not your old conditioning. You are not your belief. You are none of that. Right now, here, the empty me is my authentic self. I don't have any sticker. I'm lazy or I'm fast. There is no judgment. When and only when there is no judgment, anything is not being translated as good or bad. You are coming from your heart and soul. You only have one lens that you can look through, and that's the lens of love, compassion, and understanding. The empty me is my authentic self. There you go. Yes, Afros John. Okay? I'm going to end this live, guys. If you want to know more about it, come to my Sunday webinar. Tomorrow, Friday, I will do the same live with the same topic, coming back home, meeting our authentic, real self. Tomorrow in Farsi. Love you all. Be authentic. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye, everybody.